Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday and welcome to EK3 Live. We are excited for you to be here. We are live back in Jacksonville in our hometown of San Marco. My name is Earl. I am Florida's go-to guru for cybersecurity, and we are glad you are here today. Today, we're going to kick off a new segment. For the month of November, we're going to talk about unlocking cybersecurity. And so each one of our Thursday live chats at 10:30 a.m. will be about a topic on unlocking cybersecurity. If you got any questions or need any answers, please feel free, hit that chat button. We are live on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter, and we are happy to answer any questions that you might have. So today we're going to talk about tackling a very critical issue that has been on the rise, and we're going to talk about ransomware. Now, did you know that ransomware attacks have increased 300% over the last year? That's right, and it's not just the big players who are being targeted. Yes, we've seen just in the last couple of weeks, we've seen MGM. We've seen the Bellagio and a bunch of hotels in Las Vegas. They just had another breach yesterday, or it might have been the day before yesterday, but they had another issue. So there are small and medium-sized businesses that are also in the crosshairs. And they're in the crosshairs because they know that you don't have the resources that some of these large companies do. So what can we do about it? Well, that's exactly what we're here to discuss today. And we'll look at what ransomware is, how it can cripple your business, and most importantly, how you can protect yourself from ransomware. So let's start with the basics. When I talk about ransomware, ransomware is a type of malicious software that locks you out of your computer and encrypts your files and demanding a ransom to regain access. So it's like someone stealing the keys to your house and then asking for money to give them back. So what happens is a piece of software is downloaded. It's a malware piece of software. You may open it up. You may open it up thinking it was some sort of program to edit pictures. You may download a PDF that was in your email. There can be multiple different ways for you to get the malicious software. Once the malicious software is on your computer, it goes and encrypts all the files that your computer has access to. And that may be on the file server. That may be, if you're in a corporate environment, that may be everything in your OneDrive. It could be everything on your hard drive. It just depends on the particular different type of malware. We've seen numerous businesses that are affected by this. And last month, just here in Jacksonville, a local insurance agency was faced with a severe threat and could have cost them everything. But thanks to timely intervention, we had some disaster was averted there. So it does happen. It happens all the time. You don't hear about it because we literally only hear about large companies that are having ransomware attacks, but small companies get hit with ransomware all the time. So, not so everyone is lucky enough, however, to get their information back. So that's why being proactive is key to making sure that you are protected from ransomware. So today we're going to cover some proven strategies to cover your business. We're going to talk about regular backups. We're going to talk about employee training, and we're going to talk about robust security protocols. So remember, knowledge is your best defense. So join our upcoming webinar, Why You Need a CSRA. It is going to be held November the 16th at 2 p.m. You can sign up for this at ek3.live/CSRA. Again, ek3.live/CSRA. So before we jump into the details, I want to talk about some of the biggest threat to your business. And if you are working with a current vendor and you're talking to them about ransomware, I think one of the most important things to talk about is your employees. And employee training always has to be part of your ransomware strategy. So in most of these attacks that we see, employees are usually the weakest link, if you will, in all of the defenses that IT has. So IT, some of these big companies spend millions of dollars on their IT budget to prevent actors from coming in, to prevent actors from having an issue, from coming in and having access to uh, their servers. But they have an employee that wasn't trained properly that came in and did something that they shouldn't have done, and they allowed malware into the environment. Now, that doesn't mean that that. Well, let's back that up for a minute. So that doesn't mean that you should get and you should be angry with the employee, or you should um, discipline the employee for causing that. Education is key when it comes to ransomware and employees, and having an environment where employees can come to you and say, "I think I messed up," um, is important, and because they're going to mess up, and you need to be proactive in figuring that out. So, also, with ransomware, you need to make sure that you're taking regular backups. So regular backups are so important. We just last week we talked about regular backups, but having regular backups and making sure those backups are stored offsite and making sure they're not connected to the internet is important. You also need to make sure that you have enough backups that maybe that ransomware isn't in there. And let me tell you why this is important. So sometimes ransomware is stored and it may come in this week. It may lay dormant until 2 weeks from now. Okay. So 2 weeks from now, the ransomware will activate, and it knows that it's in your backups now, because it knows, they're smart enough to know that you're going to probably take a backup every day. So it's in your backup. It's been in your backup for a couple of weeks now. So you restore everything from the backup, and then you activate the ransomware again. And we see that happen all the time. So you need to make sure that your backups are stored offsite. You need to make sure that you're taking enough backups that you have a historical view of what files were changed and what files were there. And then you need to implement robust security protocols. Now, again, we as a cybersecurity specialist are implementing those protocols for you. Your insurance will require you to have certain protocols depending on what what line of business you're in. So if you're in you're a CPA, or you're an auto dealer, or you originate loans, the FTC is now requiring you to have certain safeguards in place for your Social Security, and for your cybersecurity. My apologies. And we actually have a guide. We'd be more than happy to send you the guide for what you should have in place if you reach out to us at support@ek3tech.com. So as we wrap up, I just want to remind everyone, we do have a Why You Need a CSR webinar coming up on November the 16th. You can sign up at ek3.live/CSRA. You can also go to ek3tech.com and schedule a cyber strategy session with us, and let us help you take control of your cybersecurity. I think it's important that every company take control of their cybersecurity, and whether or not you do it, or whether or not we do it or someone else does it, it's just important that you get it taken care of. You can always reach out to me at cyberrisk@ek3tech.com, or of course on our website at www.ek3tech.com. Thanks very much for listening. I hope everyone learned something today. We'll see you next time right here, 10:30. Until then, stay safe, stay informed, and stay cyber strong. Have a great day.